So in this video, we're going to be ranking every faction that Seth Rollins has been a part of. So let's get right into it. So at number 4, we're obviously going to have this little faction. I don't even remember the name. So that's how you know it goes in last place. I forgot this was even a thing. So let's just move on to number 3. At number 3, I have the Vision. It was promising at first, but honestly, they never had chemistry. This group was never really growing on me. Because obviously, what Triple H did was what he always does, is create shock factor at WrestleMania. He had no plan for Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman together. They just did it for the shock factor. Paul Heyman should have still been with Roman Reigns. But obviously, Triple H just tries to sabotage Roman's career. So he just wanted Paul Heyman to move on from Roman Reigns and be with Seth Rollins. The only person that's benefiting with this group is Braun Breaker. I feel like Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman could be good as a thing together, but this faction is just not hitting it. They just recently came up with the name. That's how you know how they had no long-term plans for the Vision or this group, whatever it is. So it stands at number 3. And at number 2, we have the Authority. The Authority, people forgot about this, but this is a very fun time. And Seth Rollins and his little crew in the Authority, they did pretty good work back in the day. It was very, very entertaining what they were doing together. They had chemistry, and I just missed that time. It's also a nostalgia factor, but I feel like the Authority as a whole was a good group. It was fun to watch. It's always fun having an authority figure as the villain in the stories. And I think they did it well with Seth Rollins. Seth blended very well with them right after he broke off the Shield. And yeah, so the Authority comes at number 2. And number 1 is obviously the Shield. I feel like the Shield, it's one of the greatest factions of all time, if not the greatest faction of all time. Because all 3 members have been nothing but world champions. And they all started from scratch. I think that's what makes it great. I know a lot of people say that Evolution is the greatest faction, but I think the special thing about the Shield is that all of them made their main roster debut in the Shield. With Evolution, yes, Randy Orton and Batista were new, but they also had their time in the main roster before joining Evolution. And even though they were still pretty green at the time, but they had Triple H and Ric Flair to kind of carry the group at the start. With the Shield, all 3 of them were new, all 3 of them were fresh, and all of them ended up becoming greats. So I think the Shield is the greatest faction of all time, definitely the best faction that Seth Rollins has been a part of.